Growing up, I felt like I needed to move to the United States, places like California, because that's where all the creatives were. I couldn't see that there was a lot of opportunity and a lot of creative endeavors and a lot of amazing people in the place that I was already in. So this video is going to go through how to make connects as a creative in the place that you are right now and how to really network yourself as a creative. So my name's RK. I help young creatives like you monetize their craft in a fulfilling way. If you kind of relate to the things that I'm talking about and you would like to take your creative endeavors more seriously, I would love to have a chat with you on how we can monetize your craft in a fulfilling way. Once you trust me, it's the first link down below. So I'm going to go through a 4-step framework that you can do in finding connections in your area and possibly even meeting creatives that you can collaborate with. So step number 1 is find an event in your area that relates to the type of creative work that you do. So if you're a fine artist, the type of events that you can go to are like gallery events, art classes, where you can find people who are similar, like-minded people to you, and you can network your way through there. If you are in a creative craft that is more entertainment based, don't cope and go to a concert or something if you're a musician, because 90% of the people that are there for the entertainment and not there for inspiration and to network with other people. Step 2, now that you've found the event, go to the event and really talk to everyone and socialize at the place. You'll find 1 or 2 people there that you kind of envy because they do something that you really want to do creatively. So if you're a videographer and you've gone to, say, a shoot, or you've gone to an event that has to do with videography, and you find someone there that does a certain type of content that you find quite inspiring and you kind of jealous of that they're so good at it, these are the type of people that you want to talk to and the type of connections that you want to get. So number 3, step 3, now that you're at the event and you found the type of person that you want to connect with, you go up to them and you ask them questions and you make them talk as much about their craft and how they do what they do as possible. Most people think that I need to go up to this person, I need to say all the right things, and I need to keep talking about myself to impress this person. But most of the time, people like to talk to you more once you're genuinely interested in the things that they're doing and you let them talk most of the time. So ask meaningful questions about how they do the work they do, how they got into the work they do, who inspires them, and the type of people that they've worked with. When you make friends in the creative field and you're trying to make these connections, what's the real reason that you're trying to make these connections in the first place? It's kind of like you're building a team to help you out in different stages of your creative process, right? It's kind of like the Avengers. You're building a team of different people who are good at different things. So once you start doing creative projects and you're stuck on something, you'll be like, oh, I can call on this person, they can help me out. Or I can call on this person to help me connect to this other person that I want to work with. So now that we know that, you need to know what you provide first, in a very niche way. Most of the time as a creative, you're doing more than one thing. You're not just doing videography, you're also doing other skills in like painting, or you're doing digital work. And people kind of find it hard when you're going up to someone, you tell them that you're just one of those things, that kind of gets attributed to your identity, and then you can't really be anything else creatively. The thing that you need to understand is when you're networking, you need to be really specific in what the value that you can provide, so that when people are at a point where they're doing a project and they think, oh, I would really love a videographer, I met this really nice person at this event, I could call on him or her to come help me out. As a creative, niche comes in with the type of people that we are helping and the type of work that we produce. You need to pick one thing that you're going to pitch yourself to these people depending on how you would like to work with them in the future. So if I'm at an event that's catered towards movie directors and I'm a videographer, but I also do 3D art and I also do digital design, right? When I go and I introduce myself to this director and I think he's wonderful and I would love to work with him, it is the most useful skill that I can provide to him. So when he's looking for someone in the future, he's most likely to call upon me. I do all 3 of these things, but when I'm talking to him, I would more pitch the video editing and the videography skills to him, because the type of work that he does involves videography and video editing more than the other 3, if that makes sense. I'm gonna make another video on this, but I'll touch on it now. As a creative, we find it hard to niche down on the different types of forms of expression that we do, right? You don't really need to niche down on the skills that you have. You can always upskill, but it's important to niche down on the type of people that you're helping, right? This really allows you to create whatever you want, but still have a purpose and be fulfilled, and still have a quote unquote niche in the work that you do. I'll explain this more in a future video coming up. Step 4, get their details. And if you ever have a query or something interesting to ask them about, always have that constant communication. Try and provide value whenever you can. So if someone is you're in a conversation with someone and you hear that the type of person that you talk to, they need someone like that. You push people their way and you provide them value and you provide them connections, they will do the same back to you. It's a give and take. So the other way that you can go about this that I didn't really want to touch on a lot, because people are going to kind of cope and just do this way instead of actually going out there and networking properly, is instead of finding an event, you can follow all the other steps, but finding people and finding events is kind of hard when, say, the events are too far away or the type of events that you're going to don't really align with your schedule. What you can do is you can go on social media and find people that are in your area that are doing creative work that goes into step 2, right? The type of people that you want to connect with. And you can reach out to them and say, what I usually say is, hello, whatever their name is, I really love the work that you're doing and the type of content that you're producing. I would love to meet up and pick your brain and really talk about this creative work that we're doing. When you're meeting up, always provide value or something interesting that you guys can do. So take them out to lunch, or if your work involves you being outside, so say you're going for a shoot or say you're going for a studio session, just invite them over. Just be like, I would love for you to come to my next shoot or my next studio session, and I'll buy you lunch, and then I'll just pick your brain and we can have a nice conversation. It's just like making friends in real life. So that was a 4-step formula. It's kind of a 5-step formula. The step 0 is kind of finding what you want to pitch to the person when you meet them, depending on who they are and the type of services that you would love to work with them in the future. So find an event, find an event or find a person, go to the event or meet up with the person, really pick their brain, make them talk as much about themselves and the work that they're doing, and really make it about them. And then number 4, get their details and send as much value their way, so in the future they will send value your way. That was a step-by-step guide on how to find connects as a creative in your area. If you do kind of relate to the things that I'm talking about and you would love to monetize your craft in a fulfilling way, I would love to have a chat with you and work out a full actionable plan that we can work through. It's the first link down below. Thank you very much.